And finally, the saga ends. We're talking about Ghislaine Maxwell, baby. What's going on, everybody? It's Rico, the acronym, and this is Rico's Rants, and we got to talk about it. I just heard it literally 5 minutes ago. Ghislaine Maxwell guilty on 5 out of 6 counts. That's right. What are these counts? Well, let's go into it. We got 1 count of enticement of a minor to travel to engage in illegal sex acts, 1 count of transportation of a minor with intent to engage in illegal sex acts, 1 count of sex trafficking a minor, and 3 counts of conspiracy that are related to the other counts. Now, of course, I'm sure you're asking the same question I asked. What is the one charge that they did not find her guilty of? Well, it would be the charge of enticing a minor to travel to engage. She is now facing up to 65 years in prison, which to me does not seem to be enough. Because now you got to remember what up to means. Like when you go to a job and they say we pay up to $13.50 an hour, but they start you at 10. This is up to 65 years in prison, which means there's a possibility of this lady maybe one day seeing freedom again. Now, mind you, we won't know anything about that until she's actually sentenced to her jail term. All we know now is that she is guilty of 5 out of 6 counts, which means she is definitely going to jail. And with my very limited knowledge on the law as far as this is concerned, she's definitely doing, 20 years at least. Because they're saying up to 65 years in prison. Yeah, she's going away for a second, unless the Just Us system does what they always do to rich people, and they put on this big dog and pony show about they're guilty and they're horrible people, and then when you look at the times these people get in jail, these fucking predators, it don't match up with what they did. Mind you, also, these charges are only for 1 girl. Epstein raped and sexually trafficked a bunch of girls. This is only for 1, which reminds me to say, ladies, please speak out. Silence is violence. And men, we have to back them up when they do speak out. So I don't want to hear any of that. Well, it might. No. Shut up. Now, of course, my question is she going to be tried for any of the other girls that he sex trafficked? Is the statute of limitations going to be an issue in this case? Now, while I was watching some of the coverage of this, they mentioned something called the Mann Act. And I looked it up, and the Mann Act is also known as the White Slave Traffic Act. Basically, it makes it a felony to engage in interstate or foreign commerce transport of any woman or girl for the purpose of prostitution or debauchery. The most common use of this act is to prosecute men for having sex with underage girls. But back to my question, will there be another trial? Will she be tried for more women, little girls that got sexually trafficked by this monster motherfucker that never got to see justice? We'll just have to see. Until then, we got to wait on the sentencing and see how much time they're actually going to give this lady. Also, one has to wonder, who did she tell on? Because she definitely told on somebody. There's no way this lady sat there and just took it on the chin like this. Otherwise, I think she'd be doing a lot more time, and they probably would have got her for a lot more charges. So somebody out here got told on. Question is, who is it, and when are we gonna find out? But all in all, I believe this is a victory for children, for young teenage girls, and really for victims of sex trafficking and statutory rape, all that. This is really something to let people see that, you can be rich and still, you can still get it, for doing this shit. You're not above the law just because you're rich. But let's also not lull ourselves into a sense of complacency about this. There's a lot more people that have gotten away with this shit than have been actually convicted for it. And it's every day. We need to see more of these cases in the public, and we need to see more guilty convictions of these rich perverts. We have to see it. And mind you, I don't give a fuck what race they are. White, black, it does not matter. These nasty ass individuals, these less than human motherfuckers, need to be locked up. We have too many people locked up for nothing. Let's start locking people up for the shit that needs to be removed from our society, which is these pedophilic, nasty ass sex trafficking motherfuckers, and the only way they get away with it is having money. We got to cut that shit off at the head. We got to start taking money. We got to start putting that shit in victims' funds. We got to start nullifying these fucking non-disclosure agreements that protects these fucking rapists from any kind of conviction or anything, because if the woman speaks out, all of a sudden she can be sued for a vast amount of fucking money. This case hopefully will set a precedent within the law to where we start seeing more of this. Otherwise, this shit is just another dog and fucking pony show. And on that note, I'm gonna kill it. You know what it is. Get at me in the comments. What do you think about this Ghislaine Maxwell thing? Who do you think she snitched on? Who do you think's going next? I want to know. Like, subscribe. It's your boy Rico. It's Rico's Rants. Peace.